Yeah, I just got stung in the eye. I came out here to record this video and a bee, I really believe it was just an accident, just flew in and just stung me here in the eye. So anyway, I'm gonna have a watery eye during this video. My name is Ray. I'm a certified master beekeeper through the University of Florida, and today I wanna talk about what I look for in the first peak when I open up my hives after winter. For all my northern friends, I'm sorry that I'm having to show you this, but maybe it'll give you a little bit of a fix for your bees and what's to come here, hopefully in the next few weeks for you. But winter has really broken here in South Carolina. It is in the low 70s today. And so I'm gonna go in and take a first peek into some of my hives after winter. Now, over the winter, I have been checking them from the top, opening the top cover just to make sure they have enough fondant on them. But I really haven't done any inspections per se. And a few things that I'm looking for this time of year, and we'll kind of walk through them as I look at a couple of hives with you, is I'm looking at the strength of the hive. I want to make sure that I see some early brood inside of the hive. I want to make sure that they haven't run out of food. Please don't sting me in the eye again. You seem to be very insistent. Totally lost my train of thought here with that bee flying around my stinging my eye. Oh, gracious day. I think I'm gonna have to put my bee suit on. All right, I think the bee flew away. Rather than introduce this video anymore, let's just jump in a couple of hives and I'll just kind of walk you through what I see and what I'm looking for as I'm kind of analyzing my hives for the spring, looking for any early swarming signals, making sure they have enough food resources, etc. So let's just jump into a hive so that I can put my bee suit on so I don't get stung in the other eye. All right, so this is the first hive I'm gonna look in. I have not opened this hive yet this year. I don't know how good it is, if it's gonna be a strong hive, weak hive, no idea. So it'd be a good example to see what we've got going in. Looking here on the top, I can see we've got several bees that are eating the fondant. So that looks pretty promising. All right, so we've got several frames of bees here in the top box. Let's see if we have maybe the girls a little smoke. So this is a frame of pollen. If I find my queen, I may do an early mite test just to see where I'm at with this hive. I always feel this pressure when I'm on the video to find the queen because I'm always feel like someone's gonna find her before I do. But I don't really see any brood up here in this top box. I just see a little bit of nectar. And so I don't really think she's gonna be up here. This is mostly empty. There's a little bit of storage up here and that's all. So let's go down a little bit more and see what we find. Okay, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna recenter this box. And so I'm just gonna go ahead and take a couple of these frames off of this side where there's nothing going on. Go ahead, this is just full of honey. This is also full of honey. So that's a good sign. Still have some reserves. Okay, this is full of honey also. Don't see any brood yet. There's a drone. First drone I've spotted this year. I'm also keeping an eye out for queen cells as well. Okay, now we've got a frame of brood here. This looks great. Another drone right there by my thumb. So we're starting to get some of our early spring drones here. And I am just really looking for the queen right now. Also going to set this in the sun, see if I see eggs in here. I do see some young larvae. Yeah, and I do see some eggs and larvae on this frame as well. So that is good. So I definitely have a queen. So this hive actually looks pretty good coming out of winter. All right, I'm just going to go down and check the bottom box here. I generally start with a second frame when I'm pulling frames out. It's just, sometimes it seems like it's easier to get at. I'll see a lot of action down here in this bottom box. Just a low population of bees, but there's really not much down here at all. So yeah, this is pretty empty down here. So pretty much all my action is in that middle box, which is the fullest. It's got all the honey and it has some brood. Not a lot. I'd like to see a little bit more, to be honest with you, but hopefully now the next week or two they'll start brooding up. So I think what I am going to do, I have a feeder in here. Just going to go ahead and clean that out. I think I'm just going to give them just a little bit of sugar water, just about a half a gallon, just to stimulate the queen to lay. You can see how they get this propolis on the outside of these frames over the course of the winter. And you can't get the frames back in because of it. So we spend a lot of time in springtime scraping this off. I think I'm just going to use this opportunity, since it's so nice out today, to just go ahead and clean off the bottom board. A lot of dead bees will accumulate on the bottom board over the course of the winter. And so, yeah. I always am keeping an eye out for my queen in case she happens to be down here. Okay. All right, girls, you can have your home back here. All right, I'm just going to go ahead and give them a half a gallon of sugar water. All right, that's good. I want to give them a lot just because it is still the middle of February, and I don't know what lies ahead as far as cold weather. Just gonna scrape this off here real quick. All right, let's go ahead and check another hive here. See what we got. So we've got a lot of bees still eating the fondant here. It's good to see. This looks like it's all honey up here. Just pull a middle frame and see if it's all honey. Yeah, that looks like it's all honey. There's quite a bit of honey left in these hives over the winter. Okay, we got a bunch of larvae in this frame. I don't know if you can see it on the camera. Let me see. It's going to be right down in the bottom. But this is full of larvae. That's great to see. So she's definitely laying up here. The bees really are rather calm today. I think they're happy it's spring too. So this one has 3 boxes on it. Let's get on a little deeper and see what we've got. I'm just going to check the bottom box and see if there's anything at all in it. Oh boy. So some amateur move. Okay, the bottom box is empty. Just going to go ahead and give them a little bit of sugar water too. All right, let's look at one more hive here. It's always so rewarding to go in your hives in early spring and get to see what's going on inside of them. Basically just looking here just to make sure I have some brood. Checking a couple frames here in the middle. So there's none on here, just honey. So this hive is a little bit concerning to me. I haven't seen any brood. I want to make sure that my queen has survived the winter. This is all just leftover honey. Okay, and there's nothing to speak of down here. So I didn't see any evidence of a queen in this one. I don't see any eggs or larvae or brood. I do not see any evidence. So this hive could be possibly be queenless right now. And if that's the case, I'm probably going to find a frame of eggs from another hive and stick it in here because they can requeen themselves before I get to start grafting here in a couple weeks. Yeah, I don't see any evidence of a queen in this hive. So this is definitely a concerning hive. So let me make note of this. This is generally one of my least happy hives, which is fancy for they're way too aggressive. This hive will be being requeened here in a couple of weeks. I hope you girls enjoy your queen right now. The good news is even though they're super aggressive, they're also very prolific, which is usually the case. You can see them attacking my camera. All right, this would be a great frame to move next door if I found my queen. Okay, here's my queen in this hive right here. So I'm going to go ahead and clip her. And lay her down here. All right, so let me show you what I'm going to do here. I'm going to take this frame that's got a lot of young eggs and larvae in it. I'm going to move it over into this hive 17 where I didn't see any evidence of a queen. And what this will do is this will at least tell me whether or not they have a queen. If they start to make a queen off of this frame or not. So I'm going to take a queen out. I'm going to take an empty cell out of here. Put this here. And then I'm going to slide this right into the middle here. So that's got some eggs and larvae in it. And I'll come back here in a few days. If they start making a queen cell off of that, then I know that they were queenless. You gotta love how aggressive these bees are. All right, now because I found the queen over here already, I'm gonna go ahead and do a mite test on this hive. I've already treated this hive with oxalic acid. So a couple of times. So I would hope that my mite load would be pretty low right now. These bees are not happy. I don't know if the camera really can catch it because I'm kind of on a faraway shot right now, but they are definitely not happy. All right. Let's see if we can get some bees here. Be very interested in what this mite count is, because this hive has gotten suddenly aggressive, and I'm wondering if part of that might be because of a high mite load. They've been stinging me in my blue jeans. No, just one mite. That's actually really good. Yeah, I know you can't see it, but I've tried to show mites on camera before, so all right, well that's good. That's very good. So overall, I've checked 3 or 4 hives here. Not sure I'm going to put all of them on camera just because I don't want the video to get too long, but I found one that I don't think had a queen, but I gave her a frame of eggs. That will kind of be my litmus test. I have seen some drones, so even though it's kind of early for queen rearing here in South Carolina, hopefully they would be able to rear a queen okay. Seen some limited strength here and there. Haven't really seen like multiple frames of brood. Seen some frame here and a frame there. So hopefully over the next couple weeks, I'm just going to continue to feed them just small amounts of sugar water. I'm also feeding a little sugar water in the yard. But these bees are a little crazy right now. I don't know why they're so riled up, but it's just this one hive for some reason. I'm glad you joined me today. Thanks for watching, and I hope that your first peek into your beehives this spring or late winter gives you some good news as well. God bless, and I will catch you next week.